I'd like to call the Senate Ag Committee meeting to order. This is my first meeting as chairman, and in honor of our prior chairman, Paul Hornback. One of the things that Paul always did that I liked is starting every meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I wanted to go ahead and have us start that. Senator Thayer has a guest with us, Piper Krigler, and Piper's going to lead us in the pledge today. So everybody stand and turn, please. Start us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Piper. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Boswell. Here. Senator Carpenter. Senator Deneen. Here. Senator Givens. Here. Senator Thayer. Here. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Westerfield. Senator Wilson. Here. And Chairman Howe.
Here.
And we have a quorum.
Do have a quorum. I'd like to start by introducing new members. My vice chair is Gary Boswell from Owensboro, and Matt Deneen from Hardin County, and then I believe Mike Wilson is a new member to the committee. And welcome aboard. Does anyone have any guests they'd like to introduce?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to introduce a special guest who you mentioned a few minutes ago. She led us in our Pledge of Allegiance. This is Miss Piper Krigler. She's a second grader at Sacred Heart Model School in Louisville. She is here to page in the House today for Representative Heverin, but I'm honored to have her in committee. Everybody knows her parents, well known in the halls of Frankfort, Julia and Chase Krigler. They're here, proud parents watching in the audience today. So we're glad to have Piper, and if we could, let's welcome her to the Agriculture Committee.
I believe Senator Givens has a guest.
I do have a guest, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for the opportunity to introduce Bailey Quarles. Bailey, would you stand? Bailey is paging for me today. He is a fifth grader at Peaks Mill, and he is the nephew of my legislative assistant and office manager and the organizer of so much of my life, Kelly. So honored to have Bailey here along with Bailey's mom, Krista. Thank you all for joining me, and please let's make Bailey welcome if we could, Mr. Chairman.
Just one little housekeeping matter, two actually. One, I have a constituent here too, one of my favorite constituents, Sharon Furches is here. Thanks for being here. I just want to remind everyone that we have a 24-hour requirement for all subs and amendments for committees, so please take it easy on our staff and get those in timely so we can move things through in a proper fashion. We are going to pass over Senate Bill 92. It needs a little more work, so at the request of the bill sponsor, we're going to pass over that, which leaves one bill on our agenda for the day, Senate Bill 46. It's my bill. Commissioner Quarles, if you and your crew would come up and introduce yourself for the record and begin. And thank you, Commissioner, for bringing your future acting state to the table with you.
You're welcome. Anything the chairman needs. Family, great to see you today in the audience. Ryan Quarles, Kentucky Department of Agriculture Commissioner.
Katie Flynn, State Veterinarian.
Keith Rogers, Chief of Staff, KDA.
All right. Well, Chairman, first off, congratulations on being appointed to this position. We look forward to working with you throughout the remainder of our administration. Hope everyone had a great time at the farm show last week. And it is National FFA Week across our country. So I would challenge you, if you still have your FFA jacket, see if it still fits and post it online. We're having a lot of fun this week. This bill, as you know, has to deal with what the Department of Agriculture has dealt with in the past 16 months. And just to be very brief here, we had a CWD outbreak in Tennessee that our staff had to deal with. Obviously, the deadly and devastating tornadoes throughout western Kentucky that affected agriculture more adversely than any other industry in Kentucky. 4 confirmed cases of high-path avian influenza, flooding in eastern Kentucky, equine quarantines, routine surveillance, and livestock shows coming back online. And the purpose of this bill is that Kentucky agriculture has grown over the past 7 years by $3 billion. Our herd size are getting bigger. but also the risk and our ability to respond to disasters. And so this bill puts in place a new division at the Kentucky Department of Agriculture underneath the Office of State Veterinarian, led by Dr. Flynn, that focuses on emergencies. The division would be called Division of Emergency Preparedness and Response. And I'm going to stop right there and hand it over to our state veterinarian, our chief of staff, if you have any questions.
Thank you. Introduce yourself for the record and begin.
Keith Rogers, Chief of Staff, and I'll just be glad to answer any questions you all have. And about this, we delivered a packet of information to your offices yesterday afternoon. I do have some copies of that. If you don't have it with you, be glad to share.
Katie Flynn, State Veterinarian.
Anyone have any questions for anyone on the panel? I just want to say a couple of things. Thanks to everyone for all the work you've done in educating everyone on this. It's a bigger issue than a lot of us understand. It's a bigger issue than I understood when we started into this in the interim. I know there's a lot of work done, and you don't have a lot of extra capacity to take on anything else. And then also, just as a personal point of privilege, thank you for all that you've done for the department, and for that we're going to really miss you. I'm excited for you for your next endeavor on your journey, but we're really going to miss you here. So good luck in your future, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hearing no questions, do we have a motion on the bill? A motion by Senator Wilson, second by Senator West. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Deneen. Senator Givens. Senator Thayer. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Westerfield. Senator Wilson.
Explain my vote, please. I'm going to vote yes, and I think this is very important. One of the things that I was just out of state, and I was in Mississippi, and they had the ag show. We were at that down there along with the rodeo, and got to talk to several people, especially some of the exhibitors, and talk about the importance of the beef industry here in Kentucky. We are the #1 producer, I still think, of the feeder calves here east of the Mississippi. And so this is very, very important. So I vote yes. Thank you.
And Chairman Howe.
Aye.
Motion passes there.
Sorry. Motion passes, or the bill passes rather, with favorable expression. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work on this, and look forward to seeing you again next year for the follow-up bill.
Thank you. And it was mentioned Dr. Flynn is leaving us, but she's not leaving Kentucky. She's taken a position with the U.S. Equestrian Federation, which is headquartered at the Kentucky Horse Park. And she's led the department through some tough times, through all these disasters. I think she deserves a round of applause for everything she's done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jim. Yeah, thank you. You see on our agenda, we have one reg being referred. There's no action required on it. And if there are no questions on that or nothing else before the committee, we stand adjourned.